It's been about a week since the 3.0 update, and I think we've all been very busy. Obviously, one of the biggest things that have been added to this update was the hotel here. It has added a couple new features, not just decorating for those of us who like it, but also new visitors that are also coming around. If you haven't had the Happy Home Paradise DLC, you now get a taste of what that's like in this hotel, which I think is really fun. So if you really like this style of kind of like playing around like you're in a little bit of a dollhouse, it's not for everyone, but if you like it, then yeah, you're definitely someone who would probably enjoy the DLC, or you probably already might have it. Now, what I'm doing here is just basically a compilation of what I was getting up to in this first week. So I'm just going to put some shots in of things that I neglected on the first day, didn't realize. Number one, I didn't even realize I could decorate, or not decorate, they're not objects, but those tourists that you see wandering around, you can actually encourage them to wear different outfits. So instead of the cardigans that are from the hotel souvenir shop, you can get them decorated into different little outfits. So for me, because my island is a fisherman village island, I was having a vision of a bit more rugged, a bit more practical. It's winter for me, so I want to be thinking about sweaters. I want to be thinking about rain jackets. So I was going through Pinterest, getting more inspiration. I really like the bright yellows I was seeing. I really like the wool sweaters. And I also just, again, I wanted it to be like rugged, as if they're like kind of taking in the culture. So just like this gentleman here. Ended up on my first day with a yellow rain jacket, and then also with the holiday yoke sweater. Later on, I did switch it to a white sweater with glasses, so if you see any clips with people's, a little bit different than what those little mannequins are like currently, that's why. But the other thing that I was working on was, of course, decorating the guest rooms, so I'm going to be going through a little bit of what I found out. So a lot of this is going to be things that you might have experienced yourself, or maybe not just yet if you haven't had time. So Milena, she gives you a couple options each time you decorate a room. On the second day, I didn't get any new themes. It was simple versus ranch. I don't I think there was only like one or two items that were considered new to the update. But, if you haven't gotten all these items and it is something that can be new to decorate, I think this would be really fun if this was the start of your first time playing New Horizons. It can give you a lot more of a sandbox to play around with, learning what's possible. Something that I think we take a lot for granted if we've been playing for a long time. So, I picked the simple room to decorate with. And, like I said, there wasn't really any new ones there, so I'm just kind of speeding past of essentially what I was doing. I think I took the themes a little bit more seriously, where I try to keep with the recommended items to start off with, but I kind of want to see where I can go with it if I just fully lean into the theme of my own island. Because I don't know, she seems so excited about these ideas, so I personally didn't want to disappoint her. Yeah, I'd be very curious to see what people are doing with the new items, if there's any creative ways that I haven't thought what to do with them just yet. Uh, and honestly, the only thing is that I believe with the themed rooms, some of them were kind of predestined ahead of time, because I had the same recommendation as my sister did when she had her couple of days. So that'd be my only thing of, like this was items that I already had maybe, but then again, maybe some other people haven't had these items. It's supposed to be meant for new players. For me, I'm lucky that I have the DLC, so I was able to access that full catalog, and I never felt limited by anything. But I want to see what else is going on. Also, I'm just trying to talk and I'm looking at myself trying to decorate. It's so chaotic. Is this how anyone else, like, how do you actually come up with things that, like, look nice? Still don't know how to really utilize partitions to their full ability. Now, again, overall for my rooms for the first bit, I was just kind of going with what her suggestion was. I don't know if there was any, like, stipulations, but overall, I think I found my first one was very cozy. I wanted to have a bed, a kitchen, like this was actually a functional hotel room. I love the little wooden, like, Bose speaker. I like keeping those Bose speakers where I can when there's actually like tape records, because I actually have a version of that myself in real life. Anytime there's anything that I own myself, I like to keep around in Animal Crossing. Overall, I think this was a very cute little hotel space, very practical. I think Lilani's gonna really like it too. I don't think she's disliked anything I've done so far, to be honest. Also, I just love the little pancakes, how good they are. It's one of the most satisfying food items. If they ever do any other updates, I don't know if they would. I would want even more food items to be added. I'm a little bit of a fiend for that. But anyway, I'm getting distracted here. We're about to get paid. So something that I was doing every single day within the first week was that Lilani will basically give you 2 different rooms to decorate, and she'll give you 200 tickets like she just did there for souvenirs, all the new exciting items. So that was only the first room that I just did. And then the second room that I did, it was Kitty versus the Dreamy room. And you're gonna think, wait, weren't you disappointed before that you didn't see any of the new items? Why didn't you pick Kitty? I just saw you pick the Dreamy room, which those are items we already have. Yes, and I just assumed that there was gonna be maybe something new that I had no idea. And there wasn't. And it wasn't very interesting, so you already saw me decorate once. So here, you do not need to see my terrible second room. It was pastels, it was colors, it was giving baked, it was giving celestial. The best kind of baked. The other thing that also happened in my first week is that Bo randomly finally decided to leave in the midst of all the chaos. And he's so sweet. He was the one that I'm kind of been sort of like, oh, I don't hate him, but it's like if he says he wants to go, it's time for him to go. And he full on just left. And I was like, well, in my mind thinking, I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with him. But no, he wasn't into it. So I afterwards was trying to like talk up some villagers. Daisy being very, very cute and an adorable puppy. I do love the puppies. I talked to her. She wanted to make the most of it. She didn't want it. And what I found out, after Bo left, it got sold already. I thought you had a couple days until you could. And no, Punchy moved in. Punchy right over here. Adorable cat. I think he very much suits the theme of Animal Crossing, of my Animal Crossing, the fishing village. He's a lazy villager type that is obsessed with bugs. Not my favorite, but here we are again. He's really cute though. He's a cat. I like him, so I'm very much excited. Now, the other thing that I got into was also the new items. So some of the new things were the ice pail, the glass pitcher. Look at that iced tea. It looks so nice and refreshing, and it's like perfect for all the restaurants. It's perfect for all the restaurants and picnics I have on my island. Again, and you have the pampas grass, the bird of paradise. Also, we finally have a new arch. Hello color, hello lanterns. And you can do some really nice color combinations with them as well. And after a couple days, you can also get these marble items too. They're a lot more fancy. They're a lot more bougie. I don't know if they're for me, but maybe I'll have a place or a house or a theme one day that'll really suit it. So that's kind of what I was doing for the first few days. I shouldn't be shocked by some of the ones that he was asking for. Earlier, I mentioned the standing garden rock, which was 90 stone. Is it 90 stone? Is it 60? I'll correct myself right here. But so high. But either way, I was trying to take advantage of all the softwood that I have. It was definitely pretty fun, actually. I'm curious if other people enjoy the crafting of this game, because it is something that's new to the Animal Crossing series. I really actually did enjoy it because it kind of gives me a bit more motivation to knock down the trees, because once I get the items that I'm interested in, I never really had much desire to, break rocks, shake trees, as what I'm gonna call him Oliver, what the dodos say to you every time you head out. But this gives me some daily motivation, and what I kind of realized was that I think he does switch the items he requests weekly basis. It's not necessarily daily. That's just something that I only realized like a day before finishing recording this and after I finish all the little bits. But you could get some really cute items. I was honestly just very impressed by the fact that Granny had lovely pink marble for me. And obviously, whenever you're playing Animal Crossing, or not obviously, but you'll have certain colors that are designated for your island. So I guess mine is the pink one. I don't hate it. Out of all the other ones, I think because it's kind of like a little bit more fun and silly, I think it'd be really cute to decorate a whole room with it. It's going to take a little bit more time. I am playing this game day by day, trying not to time travel. I think I timed, but yeah, I think you can also do a lot more decorating on your dock. I've only just thrown down a couple items that you could see there, which was like the rover suitcase and with the rolling suitcase. So there's a lot more potential. Now for me, I'm in a little bit of a silly predicament because of all these crafting recipes I'm doing. I need more wood because I want to do a lot more boxes, because I don't know if I actually want to make the hotel entrance look very nice. I think it's going to be like shipping drop off, and I might add a couple yachts as if it's a marina kind of on that same beach. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not the only person who does that, but I think that would be really cute, as if it's like kind of shipping has been coming in. Yeah, and that's what I'm imagining. This is a functional fishing village. Before that culture has really started dying, we're going to pretend as if the cod is still thriving, and that we're all doing ethical fishing practices. You can get bluefin tuna here as well. And don't worry, we're not overfishing. We're not taking over our allotment. That is the whole image. You gotta have these little silly stories, you know what I mean? But after a few days of decorating rooms, you are eventually rewarded with being able to decorate the VIP room, which is technically the last one. Delaney explains that you can decorate this room every single day. You can go through with a list of suggested themes, or you could just go freestyle. But basically, you're doing the VIP room for one of the guests here. Now, for me, I'm thinking, who deserves it? And I'm thinking Roswell. Why Roswell? Because Roswell is headcanoned as Stanley Tucci on my sister Strega Zia's island. And I think he would love being on a fishing island. I listened to his book recently. He loves a fish market, so I think you would have the best time. I think you'd enjoy cooking. So out of all these different little themes here, what makes the most sense for Stanley Tucci? You know what I mean? Like, and also I should probably put up a photo of who Stanley Tucci is. He's the actor in Devil Wears Prada. I became a little bit obsessed with him over the last year because I just like really loved his book Taste. And his Italian heritage, and like watching his show, it's just been a very good comfort watch for me. He's very soothing to listen to. And he does go around to many different restaurants. So I did end up picking the family restaurant room for his theme. Oh, and look at him in his little sweater. And his eyes. Wow, look at them. His eyes are so intense. That's a lot, Roswell, but I didn't know his eyes opened. That was shocking for me in this moment. And it's shocking for me still. We are going to be focusing on a family restaurant one. It's going to be focused more on the Italian family restaurant style. And even though it's winter, I need a little bit of sun. I need that vitamin D. It's been so cold. It's been so depressing. I'm going to imagine this as if it's on the beach. So there's going to be water in the background. I'm thinking as if it's on like a little bit of a dock. I was playing around with the idea of using basically the high counters to kind of create like as if it's a wall, and it sort of blocked the water portion of what do you call those? Posts. I think you just call them posts. Anyway, so it's as if it's facing out into it, and any Italian restaurant, you're gonna have some espresso, you gotta have your nice post-dinner coffee. We have some caprese salad in a chafing dish back there, a natural colored cutting board, which always is so cute and so delicious. I decided to put the glass jar full of coffee beans. I think that's the glass jar always has so much more potential than I mean it. Put some bread up front as if, you know, a server's gonna take that out soon. And then I was thinking, actually, you know what? Not the high walls. We're gonna put those counter walls, the white ones. So you have all the different wine bottles on the bottom there. And I think that's what's going to be really cute. And then that way people can be kind of face outside out there. Originally I didn't have all the water, but then I was like, you know what? I need to see this frontal. When you walk into this room, I want Roswell to feel the Mediterranean Sea on his face. And so, you know, I gotta add some more bottles, gotta add some more pasta, a lot more pasta. And a lot more pizza. We've got the black ink risotto, we've got seafood pizza. I actually didn't have enough room for all this. It got a little bit crazy, got a little bit strict and known as magic pasta pot, if you know what I mean. Basically, we're just adding the finishing touches. I don't think there's a single house that doesn't have those knife and pan items in my village. But here it is, guys. This is Roswell's family restaurant. Okay. And, oh, there's Roswell. Because you can add him here, and you can just look at him wander around and see how you feel about it. How does he interact with the space? Right now, he's just standing there. Probably because things are changing around him, and that's very scary. I'm not going to deny that. But gonna add some lights here. Definitely helps having a little bit of perspective. He looks so little there. Why is he so cute? Roswell, you're too much. You're so cute. Okay. I think he likes it. I added that ice pail to the side of the table at some point. I think that ice pail has so much potential, guys. I am gonna have to figure out how to put it in almost in every single one of my restaurants. Along with the bottles. The decorative bottles might be a top 10 item. If I'm listing all the ones that are the most cute, adorable. They're just like so tiny, you know? It's like kind of like Lego. There's just something so satisfying. Satisfies that little, I was gonna say little boo-boo touch crates, but like, I don't know. I've never had little boo-boo, but it is the collector where you want all these little things around you. But I think it's cute. I think you'll really like it. There's nowhere you can sleep. But I don't think he minds. I think he's taking it in. Stanley Tucci, eat your heart out. Definitely designed with his persona in mind. Why does he say space? That makes no sense. And again, I'm just kind of looking through the items again because I was trying to check pretty regularly if there was any new items, even if she wasn't saying anything. I did love the cat plushie, so, and because I want my docks to be filled with cats herding around the fish market, been getting like 1 or 2 of those throughout this first week. But essentially, decorating that VIP room was one of the last things that I did throughout that first week. I didn't even touch on everything you can do. I didn't touch on Dream Islands. I didn't touch on the classic Nintendo items, Zelda items, Splatoon items. That's still all to come. I personally was trying to space this one out the most I could. Essentially, what I did was decorate 2 guest bedrooms twice a day. I would do captain's crafting items. I would go on a tour. I would talk to the tourists. They were so cute. And also, apparently, I kicked out Bo, and now we have Punchy. Again, welcome again, Punchy. He will be here for future videos on my 3.0 updates. Thank you for watching and joining me while I just went over the rundown of what everything I did. I'll be booting my Switch up again soon. You take care of yourselves, guys. Have a good one. Bye.